name with the Borussia team in the German Bundesliga. Alright, let's go straight to London, as Chelsea are expected to make an offer for Manchester United Alejandro Garnacho before the transfer window shuts down, and have no concerns over his character after a series of background checks on the Argentine winger. So they need to do some background check on the player, but they say they have no issues with that. Let's see if Alejandro Garnacho will move to London, the blue side of London. Chelsea, the boys are from Stamford Bridge. Alright, let's go straight to the blue side of Manchester, as La Liga side Girona have agreed a deal in principle to sign Manchester City Brazilian defender, that is Vitor Reyes, that is on loan. They want to sign Vitor Reyes on loan from Manchester City. That is according to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano. Also, Manchester City 19-year-old Claudio Echeverri is to go on a season-long loan to Girona, also with discussion ongoing between the Argentine winger and the Spanish club. That is also coming from transfer expert Fabrizio Romano. Still in the English Premier Football League, as the duo of Liverpool and Bournemouth have both opted not to match newly promoted Saudi Pro League side Neom SC huge offer for Nantes French defender Nathan Zizi, who is just 20 years of age. So Liverpool and Bournemouth say they don't have that kind of money that Neom SC wants to pay for the Nantes French defender, that is Nathan Zizi. Alright, let's move on. For this time around, let's quickly take some Nigerian sporting stories as we go straight to the D Tigers, who are in Ivory Coast competing in the 2025 Women's Afro Basket Tournament. African champions Nigerian D Tigers have advanced into the semi-final of the 2025 FIBA Women's Afro Basket with a crushing 83-47 victory over Cameroon on Thursday night in Abidjan. That game was played at 10 p.m. Nigerian time. The six-time and defending champions will now meet Senegal in the next stage of the competition. In the quarterfinals game played, Cameroon had a bright start, opening the game on a 4-0 run, but Nigeria responded instantly, going up 7-4. The depth of Coach Rena Wakama's side quickly overwhelmed a Cameroonian team, clearly fatigued after a demanding late-night qualification clash against Angola. Yes, by halftime it was all Nigeria, leading 36-18, with Ami Okonkwo setting the tone. The forward was simply unstoppable, racking up 15 points and 5 rebounds in the first half alone. Off the bench was Victoria Macaulay, who brought a spark into the game, combining presence in the paint with offensive efficiency. By the end of the third quarter, it was a blowout, 66-31 in favor of the D Tigers of Nigeria. Samuel Kuko finished with 18.6 rebounds and 1 assist. While point guard Ezine Kalu has orchestrated the offense with grace and grit. I love that line, with grace and grit. Dishing out 5 assists. Nicole Enabosi added 12 points, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Victoria Macaulay contributed 12 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal and 2 blocks. While Elizabeth Balogun chipped in with 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal and 1 block. The win means that Nigeria and the 3 other African teams that reached the semi-finals have secured their spots in the 2026 FIBA Women's Afro Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament to be staged in March 2026. Mali, Nigeria, Senegal and South Sudan join a group of 24 national teams that will compete in 4 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2026 qualifying tournaments. Brazil, Argentina, the United States, Canada, Puerto Rico and Colombia will represent Americas in the World Cup qualifiers. As Mali, Nigeria, Senegal and South Sudan will join up 24 national teams to compete for the qualifying of the FIBA Women's Afro Basket World Cup 2026. Congratulations to our women. We saw what the Super Falcons did, and now Nigerian D Tigers are on course to bring back home a 5th continental title. That is the FIBA Afro Basket 2025 FIBA Women's Afro Basket title. They are the defending champions. Won it last in Rwanda. That was the 4th time, and if we win it the 5th time, it's going to be 5 times on the road, which is a great one. One lady in the studio here is smiling. Ola Yenikon, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. Why are you smiling? Because women supporting women, right?
Yes.
Okay. Our D Tigers, they did so well.
Yeah, they did.
Do you like basketball?
Yeah, I would say I like it because most of my friends play basketball and I like cheering them up. So
you like cheering them up, but you don't play basketball.
Yeah, I don't.
Which one do you play? Volleyball. Okay, congratulations to the D Tigers of Nigeria as they have made it through to the semi-final of the 2025 FIBA Women's Afro Basket tournament in Ivory Coast. We are still looking at some Nigerian sporting stories as we go straight to the world of volleyball, where the capital city, that is the FCT, Abuja precisely, is set to bustle with activity with the arrival of teams today for the 2025 Confederation of African Volleyball Under-18 Boys and Girls Beach Championship. Yes, the competition will be staged in Abuja. The event, which is scheduled to run from August 1st to 7th, will see as many as 20 countries on the continent battle it out on the sands for the right to be called Junior Champions of Africa. One of the championship will witness the arrival of all participating teams is on August 1st, that is today, with action expected to kick off later during the course of the weekend. President of the CAFB Volleyball Commission, Musa Nimrod, also doubled as the Nigerian Volleyball Federation President, are giving assurances on Nigerians' readiness in hosting the heat-free competition. We quote what the president said. He said all is set for Nigeria to host the 2025 CAF Under-18 Beach Volleyball Championship in Abuja. have set up machinery to ensure that the tournament runs smoothly. Nigeria has previously hosted the Olympic qualifiers twice and a senior championship, but this will be the first time the country is hosting the Under 18 tournament. We believe Nigeria is capable of hosting a Pro Tour sanctioned by the FIVB, this Federation of International Volleyball Association, in the future. Nimrod further expressed gratitude to the federal government of Nigeria for their support in hosting the event. He said, I want to applaud the federal government for creating an enabling environment for sports to thrive. This opportunity will give young players a platform to showcase their talent. As the 2025 CAF B Under 18 Boys and Girls Beach Volleyball Championship will serve as qualifiers for the 2026 FIVB Under 19 Beach Volleyball World Championship, which is built to run from July 9th to 12th, 2026. Alright, let's go straight to the world of tracks, where Nigerian men's 100-meter champion and Paris 2024 Olympics semi-finalist Aishola Ajayi is ready to face a strong field of challengers for the title at the 2025 national trials, which will be held from Friday, that is today, to Sunday, August 3rd at the Yaba Tech, Lagos. Ajayi won the title for the first time last year at the Samuel Ogundia Stadium in Benin City with a time of 10.14 seconds, beating Alaba Akintola, who followed closely to take second in a time of 10.16 seconds, while 2023 champion Sekiri Chiorise came third in a time of 10.22 seconds. This year, Ajayi will face the likes of Israel Opon, Fakorede Adekalu, Favor Ashe, Olaolu Olatunde, and other contenders to defend his title. He said, I am very excited about the competition because this season we've got a lot of guys that have gone under the sub 10, and that is good competition, is according to Ajayi. He said, with that, I am excited to see what we all can do on home soil. Since winning the title last year, Ajayi has broken into the list of Nigerian athletes have run a sub 10s. The 20-year-old entered the Nigerian elite list at the 2025 Tom Jones Memorial in Gainesville, Florida, United States of America, clocking a time of 9.96 seconds plus 1.9 meters headwind to win the men's 100 meters title and launch his outdoor season in an emphatic fashion. He continued his sensational form earlier this month as he powered to a personal best equaling 9.92 seconds to win the men's 100-meter race at the Meeting International Stouffville-les-Rouen in France. Bleden's mark of 10.02 seconds stood for 9 years until Ajayi lowered it with a smooth run aided by Lega plus 1.7 meters tailwind. Cameroonian veteran Emmanuel Eseme placed second in a time of 10.04 seconds by Senegal's Mamadou Sarr, followed in a time of 10.10 seconds by time places Ajayi among the world's fastest men this year, that is this 2025, and ties him up with Shehu Bunkoya and Udodo Unzurike for 4th place on Nigeria's all-time list, behind only Soji Fasuba, 9.85 seconds, Divine Oduduru, 9.86 seconds, and Gustin Ogene Brume, 9.19 seconds. As the Auburn University star hosts 2 of the 5 fastest legal times in Nigerian sprint history, both at age 20, and has joined Davinci Ezenwa and Ogukoya with 4 career sub-10s, second most by any Nigerian. Alright, let's move away now and come back to the world of football, as we cannot stop talking about our Super Falcons of Nigeria. Keep getting rewards and gifts from corporate bodies in the country. Now another corporate body, Goldberg Lager, one of the flagship brands of Nigerian breweries, has congratulated the Super Falcons of Nigeria on their hard-fought victory at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, where they lifted their record-extending 10th continental title. Nigerian women's team edged past Morocco 3-2 in a thrilling final at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat on Saturday night, capping off a remarkable campaign that showcased their strength, unity, and experience. In its congratulatory message after the match, Goldberg hailed the Super Falcons' journey as a true symbol of Nigerian resilience and pride, celebrating a team that continues to inspire millions of Nigerian girls and football fans across the continent. Super Falcons have once again shown why they are the pride of Africa. That is what the statement read. Their courage, discipline, and unity reflect the true spirit of champions. We are proud to celebrate this achievement with them and with all Nigerians. That is coming in from the brand manager, Tilayo. Tilayo Famudimu. Alright, still on the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Hosting Dash defender Mikel Alozie has revealed the spark behind Nigeria's dramatic second half comeback in the 2024 Women Africa Cup of Nations final against Morocco. Native veteran goalkeeper Tochukwu Eluehi's passionate halftime speech for inspiring the Super Falcons' historic turnaround. During a question and answer session with fans on her personal Snapchat on Wednesday and Thursday, Alozie revealed that Eluehi's unwavering declaration that the team would not lose the final proved to be the catalyst for their remarkable comeback from a 2-goal deficit. According to Alozie, she said, "I remember Tucci saying, at halftime, we are not losing this game, are not losing this final, over and over again." According to Alozie, she said she repeated it on beating times that they are not going to lose the final. That was the moment. That statement actually turned things around for the team, and the Super Falcons were trailing 2-0 at the break at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat, following goals from Moroccan captain Ghizaleh Chebak and Sana Massoudi, facing the daunting prospect of losing to a team they had fallen to on penalties in 2022 semi-finals. Morocco has started the final brilliantly, with Chebak's calling effort from outside the box in the 13th minute, sending the home crowd into raptures. The Atlas Lionesses of Morocco doubled their advantage just 11 minutes later through Massoudi's composed finish, leaving Nigerians stunned and facing their biggest test of the tournament. However, inspired by Oluwaseyi's defiant words and coach Justin Madugu's tactical adjustment, Nigeria produced one of the most dramatic comebacks in the WAFCON history. Esther Okoronkwo emerged as the heroine with 1 goal and 2 assists, while Folashade Jamilusi and Jennifer Ikegine also formed the night to complete a stunning 3-2 victory that secured the Falcons' record-extending 10th continental title. During her interactive section with fans, Alozie confirmed that WAFCON triumph represents the biggest major trophy of her career to date. When asked about her favorite goal from the tournament, the defender singled out Ekegine's winner in the final at the standard moment, writing Jennifer Ekegine's final goal, which completed Falcons' comeback against Morocco. Alozie, who was named the CAF Women's Best 11 of the tournament following her stellar performances throughout the competition, described the feeling of becoming WAFCON champions as amazing. Indeed, it was an amazing one for a team to be 2 goals down and coming back emphatically to win the game 3-2 and leaving the home fans empty-handed. As the 27-year-old Michelle Alozie played a very crucial role in Nigeria's journey to glory, most notably scoring the decisive goal in the Super Falcons 2-1 semi-final win over South Africa that put Nigerians' place in the final. Her inclusion in the team of the tournament alongside teammates Rasheedat Ajibade, Okoronkwo and Chiamaka Nnadozie reflected her individual brilliance during the competition. The quartet's outstanding display helped Nigeria dominate the tournament's individual awards, with Captain Ajibade claiming the Player of the Tournament prize, and Nnadozie winning the Best Goalkeeper award, and Coach Madugu taking home the Best Coach accolade. Super Falcons' triumph in Morocco marked their first WAFCON title since 2018 and extended their remarkable dominance of African women's football. Alright, let's go back to the world of transfers, and we'll continue to look at Nigerian players, and then we'll look at some other transfer in the world of football. As Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has expressed deep emotion and gratitude following his record-breaking move to Galatasaray, during declaring that the Turkish giants offer him the perfect environment to fully express himself on and off the pitch. Osimhen, who officially became the most expensive player in Turkish football history after Galatasaray activated his 75 million euros release clause at Napoli, was unveiled to a raucous welcome in Istanbul on Wednesday night. Thousands of Galatasaray supporters flooded the Ataturk Airport and lined the streets to celebrate his arrival, which underscored the magnitude of his signing. Speaking on his first official interview with the club, the 26-year-old Nigerian said Galatasaray represents a place where he can be his true self, highlighting the emotional connection he already feels with the club and his fans. He said, "This is where I can express myself fully through football and with everything that I am," Osimhen said in an interview. The Nigerian international also extended heartfelt appreciation to the key figures who facilitated the land bank deal. He acknowledged the Galatasaray hierarchy, including club president, vice president Abdullah Bey, and technical advisor George Gadi, and head coach Okan Buruk, for making the transfer possible. He said, "I am truly grateful to everyone who worked to bring me here. I came because I love this place and I feel good here." Indeed, we also feel good for you, Victor Osimhen, that finally you now have a place to call your home, now have a pitch to play football and express yourself. As Osimhen, who spent the previous season on loan at Turkish club, revealed that his decision to commit permanently was influenced by the overwhelming support he received from Galatasaray supporters throughout his time in Istanbul. He singled out the fans who tracked his arrival flight in real time and show up in large numbers as a sign of unwavering devotion. He continued, "I want to sincerely thank all the fans who followed our flight and came out to welcome me. I believe I will give my best here and show myself in the best way." The former Napoli forward said he's already looking forward to linking up with the supporters again in what he described as his new football home. Yes, like I said, he has found a new football home, and finally, Osimhen have a new football home. He can express himself, and we are grateful for that. To Galatasaray hierarchy for making this deal work. As his 75 million euro price tag comfortably eclipses the previous Turkish transfer record held by Moroccan Youssef Enshehiri, who joined Fenerbahce for 19.5 million euros. So if you take 19.5 million euros away from 75 million euros, do the maths. Osimhen actually tumbled that record, smashed it, dismantled the record, and set his own. Let's see who comes close. 75 million euros release clause. Can you beat that record? Let's see if you can beat that. Still on transfers and looking at Super Eagles player Super Eagles striker Tolu Arokodare is top among 3 targets of Serie A club Atalanta as they set for players to replace Italy international Matteo Retegui, who made a switch to Saudi Arabia. Fulham striker Rodrigo Muniz and Nikola Krastovic are among Atalanta's targets as well. Atalanta are still looking for replacement for Italy forward Retegui, who completed a 65 million euro transfer to Acquadisia. According to Football Italia, the Ladier's priority remains Genk forward Arokodare, but it is a pretty tricky deal. Lecce star Krastovic is another name being discussed at the Jewish Stadium. The Montenegro international is expected to leave this summer after scoring 19 goals in 54 appearances across his 2 spells at the Via del Mare. Arokodare has been tipped to leave Genk this summer, but amid the transfer speculation surrounding him, the striker has resumed pre-season training with the club. Please, Arokodare, if you are going, also put in your clause that whenever I want to leave this club, I am permitted to go when the right offer comes, because we see what the Italian clubs are doing with Nigerian players. So Nigerian players will also outsmart them and put into the deal that yes, when they want to leave, there will not be a trouble or a stumbling block to them leaving the club. Come back to the English Premier Football League side. Liverpool have confirmed their squad numbers for the new season with several changes following the recent departures. The iconic number 7, vacated after recent exits, now goes to new signing Florian Wirtz, while Milos Kerkez takes over the number 6 jersey. A statement today on the club's website titled Liverpool squad numbers for the 2025-2026 season have been confirmed. It reads the 7 arrivals to the club this summer have selected their numbers, while Conor Bradley and Terry Onyoni have opted to change. Florian Wirtz has taken the number 7 shirt, made vacant by departure of Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich on Wednesday. And Milos Kerkez is the Reds' new number 6, and Jeremy Frimpong has chosen number 30, the number he had at his previous club Bayer Leverkusen. Hugo Ekitike will wear the number 22 jersey. In the goalkeeping department, that is the goalkeeping position, Georgi Mamardashvili is number 25, while Freddie Woodman is number 28, and Amin Pesic is number 41. Meanwhile, Bradley has switched from number 84 to number 12, and Unoy from number 98 to number 42. Right information reaching us is Fulham and AC Milan have begun discussions over a potential move for Super Eagles winger Samuel Chukwueze with the London club, making the approach for the Nigerian international who has been deemed surplus to requirements at San Siro. According to journalist and insider Nicole Skira, while no buyers have stepped forward to contact Milan for some time, Fulham has now made a move to open negotiations for the 26-year-old winger. The transfer market expert reported that the clubs have commenced discussion, though they have not yet reached the crucial details regarding a potential transfer fee and the personal terms for the player. This marks the second time Fulham have shown interest in Chukwueze, having first made an approach during the January transfer window, though nothing materialized at that time. Marco Silva's side appeared determined to make the move work on this occasion. Yes, please, if Fulham is a way of escape for Chukwueze, then he should grab it with two hands and move on with his career. Now straight to the Italian Serie A, as Inter Milan will not be signing Chelsea forward Christopher Nkunku, despite being given the opportunity to do so. The Italians are looking forward to sign Ademola Lookman from Atalanta and would not take Nkunku as an alternative. The Nerazzurris look to strengthen their attacking lineup ahead of the new season. Inter made a bid of around 40 million euros for the Nigerian international, which Atalanta rejected, holding out for a 50 million euro valuation. Due to the back and forth, Chelsea were said to have offered Nkunku to Inter Milan, prompting suggestion that the last season Champions League finalists might consider alternative options, but Inter are said to have rejected the offer, according to Italian sports daily La Gazzetta dello Sport. Inter president BP Marotta and sporting director Piero Osilio rejected the opportunity to sign Nkunku. 27-year-old Lookman has also indicated his desire to join Inter Milan. Yes, it's now becoming a team of power tussle between Alexander Isak and Newcastle United, as Alexander Isak could unilaterally terminate his contract with Newcastle United in a bid to force a move to Liverpool. According to reports emanating from UK, it is the nuclear option Isak could consider. The Swedish striker did not travel with the rest of his teammates for their pre-season tour of Asia, with the Magpies initially claiming it was due to an injury. However, it has now become clear that Isak's absence is down to his determination to engineer a move to Anfield. Newcastle are believed to want a stunning £150 million transfer fee for their talisman. Should they continue to block a move or price Liverpool out of the deal, Isak and his camp may explore a drastic alternative, unilaterally terminating his contract. This has become more feasible following a landmark ruling by the European Court of Justice in 2023. The decision ruled that certain restrictions placed on players were inconsistent with European law, particularly regarding labor mobility and anti-competitive behavior. The man is saying, if you will not let me go, I will terminate my own contract and then I will go to where I want to be. let's take this story from the Spanish La Liga. As the Spanish Federation judge, Jose Alberto Palez, has thrown out Real Madrid's request to move their opening La Liga fixture against Osasuna. The Los Blancos made the request due to their involvement in the FIFA Club World Cup. Xabi Alonso's men played their last game at the tournament on July 9th, losing 4-0 to Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-finals. Our first league game has been scheduled for August 19th, which is 41 days after their match against PSG. Madrid argued that date was a breach of the minimum period of rest and preparation as contained in the collective agreement which governs professional football in Spain. However, in a judgment on Thursday, that was yesterday, Palez dismissed their request. According to the judge, Real Madrid's players' rest set out in the collective agreement. It's on a complete begin wahala. Alright, let's go back to some transfer stories again. As Chelsea are interested in Club Brugge's Adon Jashari. That is Adon Jashari. But the 23-year-old Switzerland midfielder prefers a move to AC Milan. Still in the EPL, Everton will wait until the final weeks of transfer window to make a loan offer for Juventus and Brazilian midfielder Douglas Luiz. And then in Serie A, Juventus have joined Atalanta, Napoli and Roma. Napoli, Juventus, Atalanta and Roma in showing strong interest in Brighton's 24-year-old Denmark international midfielder Matt O'Reilly. Also plays for Manchester City, so they are showing strong interest in Brighton's 24-year-old Denmark international midfielder Matt O'Reilly, not the O'Reilly in Manchester City. Inter Milan rejected the chance to sign Chelsea striker Christopher Nkunku. Yes, they are looking forward to bringing Ademola Lookman to the San Siro. Right, and on the last straw on the show this morning now, we come back to Nigerian stories and we look at the world of basketball. First, congratulations to the D Tigers of Nigeria as they have gotten to the semi-final of the 2025 FIBA Women's Afro Basket Tournament in Cote d'Ivoire. But the last straw right now, as the 31st edition of the FIBA Men's Afro Basket Tournament be to hold in Angola edges closer. Interim head coach Mohamed Abdurrahman is set to take charge of the Nigerian national men's team, the D Tigers, at the Quadrennial event. Abdurrahman, who had been in charge during the final window of the FIBA Afro Basket Qualifying Tournament in Tripoli, Libya last year, led the D Tigers to secure victories over hosts Libya, Uganda and Cape Verde to clinch a berth at the Continental Championship. Prior to handling the team during the FIBA Qualifying Tournament, he had assumed the role of an assistant coach during a previous international event. Abdurrahman began his coaching career as an assistant with Bauchi Nets before going on to become head coach of the team. Over the years, he had been at the helm of several local sides, including Gombe Bulls, Rivers Hoopers, and Nigerian Customs. This is where we'll leave it on the show this morning. Citizen Sports, as the show will make a return on Monday with more transfer stories and what is happening in the world of sport, most especially the Nigerian world of sport. And congratulations to the Tigers and the Super Falcons of Nigeria. The D Tigers are in the semi-final, while the Super Falcons past weekend came back home with the WAFCON trophy. Alright, this is where we'll leave it. Up next is our Islamic program, Ashraf.
This is our journey. We've had our finest